This video is going to be a little bit personal. With the recent passing of Chadwick Boseman, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about that. The whole world is feeling the effects of that. A lot of people are sad or mourning the loss of Chadwick. If you don't know, which I'm pretty sure you know, he starred in the Black Panther, the movie that was iconic. So I'm pretty sure you already know that. But I wanted to film a video today because Chadwick passed away from colon cancer. And not a lot of people knew that. And I can relate to that, being a cancer survivor. It's when you're diagnosed with something like that, it scares the life out of you, obviously. But you don't really want to share that with other people because you don't want to be treated differently. You don't want people to always look at you like, oh, the sick person. You don't want them to feel like you're not capable of certain things because you've been diagnosed with this. So I can relate a lot to him not sharing with the world or sharing with a lot of people the fact that he was battling cancer for so long. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who can relate to this story. So I wanted to come on here and film a video just to say it's okay to keep that to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody. And if you know somebody who has shared that with you, I just want to give some tips on maybe how to talk to that person or how to better help them through their situation. So my name is Brittany and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017. I did go through chemotherapy. I also went through surgery and I also went through radiation treatment as well as preventative treatment after all of that. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, they were always telling me, well, you're so young and it's not common for someone your age to have breast cancer. So also in this video, I want to encourage any woman, however old you are or how young you are, to always do self-exams on your breasts because that's how I found out that something was not right with me. So I'm going to take it back a little bit. So when I found out, this is how I found out. I was in bed. I was just doing my self-exam like, they tell you to do. The doctors or whatever tell you to do. And I felt something that wasn't right. I'm like, wait, I never felt that before. So obviously I made a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit. She went, she felt it. She's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna, send you for a biopsy. So I did that. She looked startled when she felt this. So I already knew, like, man, listen, this isn't right. So anyways, I take the biopsy, fast forward to that, positive, cancer. Yeah, I did a whole video about that. That's why I'm kind of being like a little bit fast or nonchalant about it. I'll link that video in the description box of this video so you can check it out if you want to. But so fast forward, diagnosed, I went through a lumpectomy. So a lot of you guys maybe think that, okay, you have breast cancer, you have to get your breast removed. Okay, in some cases that is true, but I did not have either of my breasts removed. I just had what they call a lumpectomy, which means they just take out that small tumor, which in my case only had one small tumor, and they just removed that, and that was it. So the surgery was a day surgery. It was like, I think it probably took less than 2 hours. It was like kind of fast. And then they also removed 3 lymph nodes just to make sure that there was not cancer in the lymph nodes, which there was not. So I was so grateful for that. And then after the lumpectomy, and I had to do radiation. So that was also a whole ordeal, but I talked about that in the other video too. So if you really want to know about that, you can go check out the other video. But during that process, people, in the beginning, I didn't tell like my family, I didn't tell my coworkers, I didn't really tell anybody that I was diagnosed with that because, like I said, I didn't want to be treated differently. I didn't want to be looked at as, oh, the sick person. You know what I mean? I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I didn't want that to be the topic of conversation every time I talk to someone. Like, I just wanted a sense of normalcy. If you have a loved one that's going through something like this, or a friend or whatever, I'm pretty sure that person wants a sense of normalcy. When that happens to you, that's the only thing you can think about. In your mind, you're like constantly thinking about the cancer. Like when you talk to other people, you don't want to keep thinking about that. You just want to have a normal conversation where someone's not asking you about your health situation, because it's very draining. You feel very alone in the moment. Of course, your friends and your family, they care about you and you appreciate that concern, but at the same time, it constantly reminds you of what you're going through, and you already have to deal with that in your head like 24/7. So I can understand why Chadwick didn't share with the public, of course not the public, about his cancer diagnosis, because that's a very personal thing. So if someone has shared that with you, the first thing people say, like when you tell them that, like, oh, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, I'm praying for you, like, they automatically think it's like a death sentence, which in some cases that happens, but not all the time. And then when you're in that space, you want to be positive. Like positivity, I'm sorry, helps you through something like this. So if people are constantly telling you, oh, I'm praying for you, I'm keeping you in my prayers, it's like you already feel like, okay, I'm not going to make it out of this situation. And it just brings back a lot of memories when I read that Chadwick was diagnosed, not diagnosed, but that Chadwick had passed from cancer, and like nobody, it was like everybody was stunned, like, what, he had cancer? It just brings back those feelings. Like, this is something that you can never really get over. Even me, being a person that went through treatment and is, I guess currently you would say, in remission, those feelings, it just stays with you. You always feel like any little ache, any little pain you have, it could be something like just a regular headache. You always think in the back of your mind, like, oh my God, is the cancer back? Like, should I be worried about this? Should I get a CAT scan? Like, it may sound crazy to someone who hasn't gone through it, but I want this video to be helpful to even people out there who are going through it or who went through it. Like, you're not alone. Your feelings are valid. It's a tough thing to go through. If you've never been through it yourself, it's kind of hard to relate to. But I also want to help people who are friends with or a family member who has this diagnosis or this situation. Like, we don't always want to address that. We thank you for your concern, 100%. But the person probably just want a sense of normalcy, and they don't always want to talk about that. So if anybody out there wants to share their story with me, I have my email address in the description box below. If you just need somebody to talk to, you just feel like nobody around you really understands what you're going through, or maybe you don't have a support system to help you through this type of time in your life, like, I just want to reach out. I just want to let you know that I'm here for you. You can email me. We can talk about it. You can tell me whatever, because I know how it feels. In that moment, you feel like alone. You just feel like, why am I going through this? But in all honesty, you're not alone. Cancer affects so many people, unfortunately, and it's gonna affect a lot more people. And I don't know that being quiet about it is the best thing for everybody. Some people are very vocal about it, and they'll tell you, yeah, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, I'm doing this. And some people, they don't want to share it. And I understand that. You feel like, in the beginning, me personally, I felt like almost ashamed. How am I going to be ashamed of something I have no control over? That's crazy, right? But I kind of did. I'm like, oh my God. I have, like, it's crazy to think that, but that's how I felt. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But if you know somebody who is going through something like this, please share this video with them. Let them know, you're not alone. There's other people going through it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the comment section below, because I will be answering everybody's questions. And again, I do have another video, well, actually 2 videos, that talks about me being diagnosed and like how I felt when I found out and all of that jazz. But yeah, it'll be linked in the description box below. So until next time, stay safe, y'all. Bye.